The Ghosts of Grandeur, a narrative history of Ballysaggartmore Lodge and Towers. In a quiet woodland glade just outside the ancient town of Lismore, County Waterford, a pair of stone sentinels rises from the forest floor. Ballysaggartmore Towers. Moss-covered and ivy-clad, they look like relics from a fantasy novel. A turreted bridge, a majestic gatehouse, and crumbling fragments of an estate long surrendered to time. To the wandering visitor, they whisper secrets of ambition, loss, and a dream that never quite came to life. The story begins in the early 1800s with Arthur Keily-Usher, a wealthy Anglo-Irish landowner descended from a long-established Protestant family. He inherited a sprawling estate of over 8,000 acres and the power and prestige that came with it. Yet Arthur wanted more than land. He wanted to leave a legacy, to etch his name into the landscape with stone and mortar. At the time, the Gothic Revival was sweeping through Europe, breathing new life into medieval aesthetics. Pointed arches, battlements, turrets, and towers. Inspired, or perhaps intoxicated, by this romantic architectural style, Arthur imagined a grand estate, one that would rival or surpass nearby Lismore Castle, then held by the powerful Duke of Devonshire. But Arthur did not begin with the house. Instead, he started at the gates. He commissioned two astonishing entrance lodges, one a turreted bridge lodge that straddled a wooded ravine, the other a towering gatehouse fit for a king. Both were crafted from finely cut limestone, their elegant Gothic details standing in dramatic contrast to the wildness of the surrounding forest. They were unlike anything else in Ireland's countryside, extravagant, theatrical, and totally impractical. And then, he stopped. Whether because of financial collapse, personal misfortune, or the broader pressures of a changing Ireland, where the great famine and tenant unrest were upending landlord power, the grand mansion that these gates were to herald was never built. The Keily-Usher family continued to live in their existing manor house, a far humbler structure by comparison. Over time, even that disappeared. The towers, however, remained, untouched by time, yet abandoned by purpose. In the decades that followed, the estate fell into ruin. Trees reclaimed the land, stone walls buckled, birds nested in the towers where servants and guards might once have stood. Children in nearby villages began to spin tales of ghosts, giants, and enchanted lords. They said the towers were cursed, that a man had dreamed too big and been punished for his pride. Today, the Ballysaggartmore Towers are all that survive of Arthur's ambition. Maintained by Coillte, the Irish Forestry Service, they now form the centerpiece of a peaceful walking trail. The forest has grown thick and green around them, and the sound of wind through ancient trees gives the site a strange, spellbound stillness. Visitors still come, some for history, others for the fairy tale atmosphere. The towers have become a favorite among photographers, day trippers, and curious wanderers seeking a story or a mystery to carry home. What remains is more than just stone. Ballysaggartmore is a monument to what might have been, a Gothic fantasy frozen in time, both beautiful and haunting. It is a place where ambition met reality, and where the line between history and myth quietly disappears in the shadow of the trees. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. It really helps me out and lets me know you want to see more. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.